So Dave's coming off pup today, and he'll be out there at practice. He's only gonna do individual, so you guys can like just temper the expectations, because I know there's gonna be a bunch of questions now. It'll just be individual, it's just the next step, and, but we are excited to get him out there on the grass, and, we'll take it one day at a time.
So Matt, when you and Goody talk about this, so we can temper expectations, what is your philosophy with, we're doing this so he can be ready for the opener, versus we're doing this so he can be ready for the first couple games, somewhere in that window?
Yeah, it's just, we're gonna take it a day at a time, and, there's no thought as far as week one is concerned right now. We just wanna let's see how he responds, and, when he's ready, he's ready.
Is Vernon's shoulder something long-term or something you guys aren't concerned about?
I know we're still getting, opinions on that, so as soon as we know more, I'll update you guys.
You guys signing a safety, and you go down to 3 unless some of those other guys are coming back.
Yeah, that's, again, that's still in the discussion, I would say.
Are any of those guys between, Gaines and Carpenter and Savage, are those guys coming back at all?
Yeah, we're hopeful, but again, they gotta go out there and do it.
Mason Crosby, when do you expect him to start kicking?
Well, he's done some kicking, but, yeah, I wouldn't anticipate him before, in this next game.
Speaking of the next game, have you given any thought to starters starting?
Given a lot of thought to that, Bill.
If you come to any resolutions, maybe a better way to ask it.
No, we're just, I'm gonna continue to have some discussions, because it goes, it depends what day you catch me on, in terms of what we're gonna do, but definitely gonna have everybody suit up and go through the warm-ups at a bare minimum. And then as far as play time, I'll let you guys know.
Is there something you need to see in practice over the next 3 days before you make that final decision for Thursday night's game?
Not necessarily, because there's just, I see benefits on both sides, but I also see some things that, you'd be kicking yourself if something went wrong in a game that, I don't want to say any game is ever meaningless, but like a game that doesn't count on your record. So, there's benefits, I think, to going through just the mental preparation of getting yourself ready for a game, kind of like working out the kinks of your pregame or whatever it might be. And then also just going out there and playing and having the confidence. But like I said, I kind of want to go through these next couple of days and see where we're at, and then make a decision.
Is that a decision with Aaron, especially, that you anticipate making maybe day of game, or is there a certain time?
No, I think that wouldn't be fair to our guys to do it the day of the game. Certainly they're going to have to approach it like they're playing, but I'll have something for everybody before then.
Aaron was pretty adamant that either play a significant amount of time or don't play. What are your thoughts on that? If you play him, is it going to be an extended period?
Yeah, no, I've talked to him at length with this on this subject, and so it's just, first of all, I never want to put somebody in there if they don't want to play. You know what I mean? In this type of game. There will be discussion with some of our veterans in terms of just their mindset, and if they feel like they need this to go out there and play well in week one.
Matt, will Christian do any team, like more than he did last week, contact anything this week?
Yeah, he'll get some team reps today, and we'll see how he responds as well.
How do you think those first 5 on the O-line held up on Friday night?
Yeah, I thought for the most part it was pretty solid. There were a couple plays that I think those guys would like to have back. Matter of fact, I want to say it was the third down conversion that we hit Juwan Winfrey on the shallow cross. We left the nose guard. We came off the block, and I thought Jordan did a nice job of making that throw with some touch and around a big body right in his face. And then there were a couple times, I want to say one of the times he got hit we threw a swirl route. I want to say there might have been a hands to the face there. You guys don't know what a swirl route is, sorry. I apologize. A corner stop. Does that paint a picture? Yeah. Okay. It was right before the 2-minute, I believe. And anyways, I know Royce it looked like there was some hands to the face that didn't get called. But I thought for the most part, our guys did a pretty good job.
With Dave, you've said no expectations, right, with the timeline. When was it, though, that?
Which means what?
It means that you have no idea when he's coming back.
And it means no limitation, right? Okay.
Yes,
Just want to make sure you guys got that.
I forgot your punchline.
Okay.
But
It's not a punchline.
when did it become apparent to you, though, that this was a possibility? I mean, how long have you prepared for him to be coming off PUP?
It was, I mean, it comes up every time we talk about all our guys. So we kind of debrief after every day, just in terms of where we are with all our guys that are either on the, PUP, NFI, whatever it may be, guys that are just going through injuries. So it's been, he's been making really good progress, and I think mentally he's in a very good place as well, and he's worked his tail off for a long time now to get to this point. And so just as far as, making the decision, I got a text a little bit ago that he was coming off, and so I was pretty excited about that.
Matt, this will be the most obvious question I've ever asked, but what does it do for a game planner if you can put Bakhtiari at left tackle and Elton Jenkins, wherever you put Elton Jenkins, and be secure that you've got two of the best guys in football that are protect the quarterback and open running lines?
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about two guys that are all pro players, and I think, also whenever they do come back, I do think there's probably going to be, we can't expect them to be at the exact same level as when they went out. I just think that's a little unrealistic. These guys haven't played ball in a long time, and there's going to be you got to knock the rust off, and they're going to have to work through some things. And I think, but certainly they know how to play the game. They know what to expect when they go out there. Just their ability to communicate and see things their experience kind of speaks for itself. So I do think there's going to be a ton of benefit to when we can get them out there. As far as just, if you had a crystal ball and you knew exactly when that would be, it definitely makes it a lot easier from a game plan purpose. It is hard when you're just kind of projecting at times when guys could and could not be back there with you.
And how have you seen them handle those expectations? You just said you can't expect them to be where they were when they left, but the pride that both of those two players had at their craft, how have you seen them handle coming back in a way that maybe they are not expected to?
Well, I just think you see it on a daily basis, how they attack their rehab, how they go out there and work. You see it in the weight room, you see it in the meeting rooms, how engaged they are, how they're always coaching their teammates. And I think it's just their approach is why they are who they are. So, I don't expect them to I expect them to think they're going to take off right where they left. And so, but it's all that mentality that they have.
I want to ask about one play, a touchdown drive in the second quarter, second one at 47, and Love has play action, and Winfrey gets behind the coverage on the left-hand side. I mean, what's the degree of difficulty in that play? Because it looked like the timing was damn near perfect.
Yeah, no, it was a great job, and it was a great job by Romeo on the other side releasing. We ran a crossing pattern, and I think just first of all it starts up front, right? We had great action. He had a really nice pocket. The guys did a really good job in protection, and then just Jawan and Romeo ran great routes, and I thought Jordan threw one of his better balls of the day. I mean, it was a beautiful pass. It wasn't like, I would say it's a higher degree of difficulty when you have underneath defenders that he had to layer the ball over. So I thought it was just an extremely well executed play.
Hey Matt, going back to playing the starters or not, you're at a point now, what is this, year 15 for you in the league? So you've been in the league a long time. There was a time around here where starters always played, and then Jordy blew out his knee in Pittsburgh, and was like, it flipped the switch. Philosophically, where are you on the idea of playing? Just what do you believe? And why is it important for you to include the players? Because that also is interesting, that that's something that you really do want to talk about with them before you make a decision.
Well, and it's not every player, right? It's the guys that are veterans that you really trust. I think the philosophy started to shift a few years back when we were in LA with Sean. Just, you know, especially thinking about just how long of a season it is, and how important it is to keep everybody healthy. And again, I don't want to use the term meaningless games, because every opportunity out there is a chance to get better and improve. So, but when they don't count against your record, it's just there's, you know, what's the risk, what's the reward? And there really is not a correct answer. The correct answer is whatever works. And unfortunately, we don't know that, because you look back a year ago and you're like, well, if you would have played the guys at all in the preseason, would you have gotten whipped like you did in week 1 versus the Saints? And I don't know what the answer is. Maybe, maybe not. But I do think we had a pretty successful year, I would say, until it wasn't at the end. But we had a lot of success over the course of the regular season, and you just got to me, a lot of it comes down to your gut feeling of what you need to get out and what you want to see, and where you're at as a football team. So again, I respect everybody's opinions on this in terms of you ask 32 head coaches, they're all going to have a little different opinion on what you should do in that situation. But as far as what is the right answer, I don't think anybody knows.
On the flip side of that, Matt, I'm sure there's an awful lot you still want to see from third, fourth running backs, those last outside edges. You've got to give those guys as many more snaps, I don't think, as possible.
Yeah, it's been great to see all these, I guess, lesser experienced players go out there and play a significant amount of snaps, how they just battle, you know, on a consistent basis. I think that gives us a really good evaluation of the player. Obviously, we've seen them throughout the course of OTAs and training camp, and there's a lot of tape on these guys within our own building, but there's nothing like getting in there with the live reps against, you know, unscouted looks, whatever it may be, to get a great indication of where they are.